presents.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your girl Moozlie,
and you're tuned into Massive Metro.
Exclusive to the element.
It's 8 minutes after 5 o'clock, and that is Eminem with Kill Shot to open the final hour of the show. And as I let you know earlier on, Moozlie is indeed here. She's right in front of me. I'm very happy to say that, by the way. Just thought you wanted to know that I'm very, very happy to say that you're right in front of me. What's poppin', mama?
Hi, girl.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm happy you're alive.
Yeah, that was a bit hectic, nah?
Not a bit.
Yeah, quite hectic.
A lot hectic. You've been on every person's lips this entire week, and I'm just gonna get straight into it. And I think the general question is why, and what were you thinking?
I think the why is the cause that the whole thing is about, is the drinking and driving. You know, that for me ultimately was more important than anything else. Young people are literally killing themselves on a daily basis, and nobody is really taking all of these hints seriously. It's almost as if we kind of condone this attitude. It's almost as if you don't do it, you're not actually cool, or you're not part of the whatever it may be that we're actually trying to be a part of. So for me, it was about changing all of those perspectives, you know, and it needed to be done in a way that would truly resonate. VWDriveDry, the organization that I'm working with in doing this campaign, they've been around for 10 years. Yeah. So which means for the past 10 years, they have been focused on bringing down the number of road fatalities, but somehow the number just keeps going up.
Yeah, by the 18th of December last year, there was 800 fatalities that have happened just from the 1st to the 18th in and the place with the highest fatalities was KZN, and at that point in time the second highest was GP. Yeah, you know, and that was just in 18 days.
Exactly. And if you look even deeper into the statistics, most of the people that are killing themselves behind the wheel are women. And I think for me, that is what really struck a chord with me. We all know what women are going through in this country on a daily basis. So for me, it was just like, why are we killing ourselves when we already have so many other things against us as women? And I think for me, that was the thing on the inside of me that just said I had to be a part of this.
And the stats are showing that a lot more women are being found driving drunk as well.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot more of them. So why that strong of an approach? Because I think that was one of the things as well. People like, it's too much, it's too in your face. We were genuinely worried, and I have some thoughts on it, but let me find out from you why that strong shock tactic, that approach, not the okay, let's handle this with some kid gloves, some finesse, a little bit more of a softer approach.
I think because we've done the softer approaches year after year. We've done road activations, we've tried to put scrumpled up cars on roads while people are driving past them and hoping that they will scare them into it. We've tried to release the stats online. We've tried to get celebrities to go into places where people are drinking and driving and maybe perform at their road shows, and hopefully they will listen to their favorite stars, but still it doesn't happen. And you know, people in families feel this pain. The pain that you felt for 12 hours, people have to feel for a lifetime. And I think that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to just be a voice and stand in the gap for people who are just like, something needs to be done. I've lost somebody, and I'm still dealing with that trauma. I'm still dealing with that pain, and I wish I could do something. What could I do from the corner of the world that I'm in? And you know, it took me to stand in that gap, but I'm very proud that I did, because this was such an important cause, and we've already seen how so many people are responding to it so positively.
All right, it's 12 minutes after 5 o'clock. We're going to play a song, and then when we come back, we're going to chat more to Moozlie. We're going to take some of your voice notes, sharing some of your thoughts, and give Moozlie the opportunity to answer some of the questions that you have as well. And we're also going to be looking at some of your tweets, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it as well, and we'll unpack that. And right now, we're going to go into Moozlie featuring AKA and Younger with Pray, taking off for victory. By the way, I brought my disc. She's going to sign it today. Yes.
The Queen is here. The Queen is here. The Queen is here. The Queen is here.
You're listening to The Element.
The Queen is here.
On Massive Metro.
You could be the king, but watch the queen conquer.
What's
what's up, what's up? You know it's your boy, Kinda Lust.
I go by the name of Pretty Ugly.
Yo, this is your boy Ricky Vic.
It's your girl, Fresh Click.
You know we've been up.
Living on the trap life.
With the Pristine Queen Aziza. Pristine Queen.
Pristine Queen.
Pristine Queen.
Aziza.
The Pristine Queen.
Aziza.
Now that's pristine.
Come on.
Run with me. You know me. Come on. Murder on the bumbo class of fuck.
Pray for the food by your head. On my dog say, yeah. What's the move? On the back, yeah.
Especially for Down.
Oh yeah, to your song, yeah.
I'm guilty of that.
Initially, I was just like, yo, this is so
I'm
dope.
guilty of it.
I know, I've seen you.
It's bad.
But this is what I'm saying to you. So for me, like, I went through like a whole bunch of emotions because I
Went
saw
through
it.
all the stages of shock.
Honestly, I really did, and I experienced it from different points of view. Because one, I was like, okay, that was just shocking. So just the normal, okay, shit, that was just shocking. Two, I was like, this is someone I know. Shit. Alright, cool. And then I was like, this is someone I know.
Pray for the food by your head. What's the move? All the girls say, what's the move? All the boys say, come through.
Moozlie, aka Nyango with Prey, taken off of Victory. It's 17 minutes after 5 o'clock, and she is in front of me. We're speaking about hashtag VWDriveDry, and we've been having chats off air about, as you said, as you called it, the stages of shock. So I'm going to tell you my experience of the whole thing.
Okay.
So I was here at the studio and we were putting in work until late because we were prepping for the show. Okay, cool. And then I just went on Twitter and then I saw this video and I just went, what the F? And Stefan's like, what's that? And I was like, oh my God, look. And then I was like, whew, okay, cool. Said a prayer and then I was like, all right, cool. Maybe it's not a real thing. Wait, what did I just watch? Then I went on Twitter. You know when you just like refresh, and I was like, say something so we know it's a hoax kind of vibe. And then somebody was like, yo, if you know her, like holla at her. So I was like, okay, cool. Try to call and then your phone was off and I was like, yo, okay, well that makes sense. And then I tried to call Smuda and I was like, he's probably running around. There's a lot going on right now, you know. And then I was dropping texts everywhere. Then I called Kim and then she didn't answer. And I think it was in that moment I was like, yo, okay, cool. But then after I got over the initial, okay, this just happened, I was like, I just did the same thing not too long ago, you know. And I was like, this could easily have been me. Because you don't think about it in the moment. You don't think about it. You're just like, oh, okay, there's not a lot of traffic. I can get away with this for about like 15 seconds. What. And in that moment, I sat there and I was like, is that 15 seconds really that important?
Yeah.
You know? And then I was just triggered. And I think for me personally, because I lost my dad to a car accident when I was very, very young. I think that's when I was like, Ganti Gunje. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I think I sat in the same spot for like an hour. Because then it came full circle. It was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So from that, and I know a lot of people, my friends stayed up with me till like 3 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. I know a lot of people were like, it's too much, it's too real, it's too close, too many emotions, you know, because death is a very, very, very real thing. What do you have to say to people who say things like that?
I think just as you say, death is a very, very real thing. We share the sentiments that everybody who felt triggered by this campaign feels. And that's why we did it. We did it because we knew it would make people feel this way. And it is only when people share pain that a collective change can be made. There's only so much one family can do. There's only so much one friend can do. There's only so much one person can do. But when people collectively share in an idea, whether they like it or not, I didn't set out for people to like this. I didn't set out for people to think this was funny. It's not funny. The cause is more important than the message in this situation. And I don't think anybody would have understood if we had done it in any other way. I don't think you would have understood if we didn't remind you about all the things that you felt growing up, if we didn't remind you about the things that you've lost. Because you have lost, as you say, you know, you lost your father in a fatal car accident, but still you just did it the other day. And it's not that your father is lost to you. It's not that your father's memory doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
It's not that your life doesn't mean anything to you. It's just that we are in a culture that condones just being careless. And I just felt like I needed to do something. And I think I can speak this frankly with you because you and I are actually friends, and there's so many people like you who was really, really, truly impacted by this. I have friends who have been accused of being a part of this whole thing and colluding with me, and you know, it's impacted a lot of people. My family didn't know.
Really?
My best friends did not know.
How did they take it?
They took it. I think I only told my mother, my father, and my sister the day before the accident video was going to go live, because I know at that point it was going to be too late for them to talk me out of it, and they were just going to have to understand where I was coming from. But because they know me and because they know my heart, I never ever even needed to explain it to them. They were so proud that I wanted to do something. They were so proud that I was willing to have a stand. And once I really just laid out all the cards on the table and let them know where it is that I'm coming from, they understood. And I think eventually, once people get through the shock, or even if you like convert your shock into not doing it again, you will understand. And ultimately, that's what's more important. What's more important is that people stop the reckless behavior than people liking me, than people liking this campaign. It's not about that. The first priority is that people are responsible on our roads.
All right, it's 22 minutes after 5 o'clock. I'm going to play a couple of voice notes in reaction to the video, and then we're going to play a song, and then we're going to shut it down with Moozlie. I'm going to speak to you about the impact and effects of the video on the brand, because that's a conversation that somebody was having with me the other days. How is this going to affect her brand, especially at a point in time where, you know, you just won the award and your music career is booming and you're on TV and you're doing so many things. So I want to speak about that to close it off, but then we're going to play a couple of voice notes that you can also respond to after that.
Okay.
If you took your butt to kill, I'ma pray for you. Take you to church.
It's Moozlie with Rap Therapy, taking off for Victory. It's my favorite song on the album. If you know me, you know that. It bangs. Okay, so we're speaking about the Drive Dry campaign. We're speaking about the video. We're speaking about the impact that it's had on people. And I remember having a conversation with somebody, and they were like, yo, was this a good move for her brand as a hip-hop artist and as who you are and where you're placed? Because they were like, how does it fit? Will it not harm her? And somebody was saying, you know, you are flourishing in the hip hop space right now, and it's at a point in time where you are really, really being embraced. And could that not possibly hurt that? Could the Drive Dry campaign and the video not possibly hurt that in the bigger scheme of things?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people just saw the video of the crash.
Yes.
And that's not even the video.
Yes.
The video is actually a video that is pinned to my Twitter right now. It's on YouTube, so please go and check it out, where it explains everything. And if you watch that video, if you see how many people were involved in the production of this campaign, you will see that a brand was definitely considered. Not only my own brand, but the brand of VW, the brand of Drive Dry, and there's absolutely no way those big corporations would have done something like this if they didn't know that it would work. And there's absolutely no way I would have done anything like this if I didn't know that it would work. I mean, if you know me, if you know my heart, if you know my brand, if you've seen the work that I do, you know that I put a lot of consideration into everything that I do. You know, I really, really took a risk on this one, but it was a different risk. You guys take that risk when you're texting and driving, when you're drinking and driving. You guys take that risk, and I'm just like, I need to do something different. I need to swim against the grain. I need to do something that will cause everybody that's just taking this so lightly to stand up and make a change. Because the truth of the matter is that, like, we're turning our cars into killing machines.
Quickly, every day. for 15 seconds, like 30 seconds,
just
or
for
minute.
a few likes, or just so that you can really show your favorite artist that you love the song, or just because you're so obsessed with yourself that you just have to share it with people. If you want to share the goodness in you, rather share a pledge, man. Rather share a common interest in doing something for the greater good of human race and like humans. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what's the most important thing. Yeah, I will happily go to every single radio station that I need to speak about this, because it's so important, and that's why I got on this from the very beginning. It's something that I thought out. If you watch the campaign video, you'll be able to see that. And trust me, if you are not moved by that afterwards, it says a lot more about you than it does about me.
Yeah, that's true. And I remember when I saw the video that you were just speaking about, the full video explaining the campaign and showing things, I remember seeing all of those Insta stories.
You did, right?
And the one that I saw, I remember I felt some type of way. It was the one, I think Fresh Click was in the car with the red cups. And I looked at it and I was like, are you drinking, and are you drinking while driving? And then I was like, but do I know her enough like that to be like, yo, this is a bit, a bit kind of tricky. And I feel like sometimes people feel like they can't say things, even outside of the fact that you are Moozlie. I think even sometimes when you see your friend doing something, sometimes you feel like, you don't want to be the party pooper. And also, like, despite being a party pooper, you don't know if it's going to land well. You don't know how somebody's going to take it, because you don't think about, okay, cool, this person might be mad right now. Yeah. But in the bigger scheme of things, it's actually like really not cool. And just seeing everything come together, I'm like, I saw that snap. Yeah. Oh, I saw that snap. Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Oh, and I was like, even this. Oh, okay, cool.
I think even besides people feeling like they saw the snaps on my social media, or they saw the pictures on the social media, they have seen their friends do it. 100%. Like you say, they have been a part of their friends' snaps. They, like you were just telling me, and I've seen your videos of you jamming for Dal, and you're just like, this is so epic. I love this song. Keep slaying, girl, or whatever it is that you may be trying to communicate at the time. Yeah. But if anything, you are sending a more dangerous message. And it's not even a dangerous message that you're sending, it's a dangerous action that you're doing in the world. You're being completely reckless. You're being even more reckless than you think I'm being by doing a campaign like this. That's just a fact.
All right, so there is a pledge involved in the campaign. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so first of all, I need everybody to just watch the campaign video, whether you just think this is a great movement or not, or whether you really don't understand. I promise you it'll bring a whole lot of clarity to everything that has happened. So it is on VW's YouTube page, and it's also on my social media. You can check it on my Twitter and on my Instagram. And once you've watched it, once you understand and what you want to make pledge, all you need to do is hashtag VWDriveDry and just basically say you will no longer be partaking in reckless activities on the road. And that doesn't end on Twitter. That doesn't end with you just making that pledge. It means you have to act on it. Yeah. A pledge is just a pledge unless you act on it, So you have to be responsible for yourself. You have to be responsible for the people around you. And you just have to value your lives a lot more.
All right, there you have it, guys. That's what Moozlie has to say about it. Go to her social media platforms, go to her Twitter, and you can find the link to that video. We'll also post it up. It's also on my Twitter as well. Make sure that you head out to YouTube and check out VW's timeline. You can see that video there. It completely explains everything. And the thing about it for me, I just had to be honest about it. I think there's a lot of us who are doing it and are either ashamed to say that they're doing it or don't want to admit to it. But I think it's a cop-out if you don't admit that you've done at least one of those things one time. Like a lot of people are guilty of either texting and driving, or drinking and driving, or snapping and driving, or all three. And you don't have to admit it to me. You don't even have to admit it to the world, but admit it to yourself and realize that it actually is very, very dangerous. And I had to realize that as well. And it's not that you don't know. That's the thing. It's not that you don't know. It's like you were saying, you think it can never happen to me. Yeah. It can never happen to somebody I know. I was very, very upset, but I wasn't upset at the fact that it was a campaign. I was upset at the fact that I thought that something had really, really happened to you. But I'm very glad that nothing has happened to you. I'm very glad that you're here. And I think that it's a very brave and bold thing that you have done, because wow, are the pitchforks out for you right now. But I think that
you know what,
the message is strong.
You know what, there is a lot of negativity, but we anticipated that. But as much as there is some negativity, there is so much positivity from people who have stories just like you, who are saying that we have been trying to do something for so long. There are people who have insurance issues because of drunken drivers. There are people who have like leg issues because of drunken drivers. They didn't even do anything wrong, but because somebody else was doing something wrong, they were affected. And we're really just standing in the gap for those people. And I think it's important that we send this message out. So thank you so much to everybody that has been positive, that has responded to this campaign in a way that will transform lives and that will transform the roads of South Africa and will not cut lives short, that will not cut destiny short, that will not break families. I think that's more important than anything.
And that's all there is to say about it. So before we went to the break, or when we came back from the break, we played Rap Therapy.
Yes.
I'm aiming for the top now, cause that's where I'm headed. And this is not a song, you can tell him that I said it.
Tell me about making that choice.
So Tuesday's like, yo, I've got some beats for Moozlie. I was listening to those. I was watching this interview one day. I just didn't like the things I was hearing. I was just like, how you gonna say all of that about me? They could be talking about me.
Somebody else.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was pissed off about somebody had said about me in an interview, and instead of just like going crazy, I decided to put it in a rap song.